And now for something special. The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training dished out who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the #1 award-winning podcast to create sound of horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF1 accreditation. On this week's show, Talking Terminology, we are going to talk about the Roach Back. Also, we have some photos and pictures to show about the Roach Back over on our YouTube channel, so find us over there. And a case study of a horse named Abby with some access and distortions. All this and much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far right side, my very own favorite abscess is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing okay. How are you, Travis? I've been missing you.
Have you been missing me?
I had something terrible.
Season 14, episode 1. We've had a couple weeks off. I hope you guys have gotten caught up with everything that we've been doing over the last 4 years of doing the show. So we're going into season 14 like gangbusters. And, when we left you last, the weather outside, the weather outside was, a balmy 89 to 92 degrees. And then we took 3 weeks off, and then Mike comes into the studio and he's freezing. He's like a little old man just shivering over there.
I'm a little old man.
You're just shivering.
I wore a t-shirt and didn't turn my truck heat on.
So I had
40 something degrees.
I had to give Mike a little, heater over there for him, so he's doing all right.
Yeah, wimpy old man can't handle it.
And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have our own YouTube channel, which is going again like gangbusters. So use that phrase one more time during the show. Go over to YouTube, search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. For everything that we do here on the show, we have some visuals, some graphs and pictures and everything. You can see those in real time as we're talking about them here on the show. Just search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. Give him a subscribe over there. And if you do that, you know what I'll do for you? If we got any left. Mike, do we have any of those Halloween stickers left?
A very couple. I mean, you'd be shocked how many went.
So we've got...
There's a stack about that thick.
And if you want to get yours, you can go over to YouTube, say, give me a sticker, and we'll send one out to you.
I'll show you how many stickers I got left before you go saying that.
Okay. Well,
unless you're going to get some more.
Well, first come, first serve. So there you go. And they're gone. And once they're gone, they're gone. And that we'll have to do another design next month. We have Thanksgiving coming up, so make sure you get on that waiting list to get yours right now. And so, Mike, what have you been up to outside of shivering in this freezing shift change of weather that we have here in North Carolina?
Some days I'm hot, some days I'm cold.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. And no. Just in the last couple of weeks, I was out at a client's barn, and one of her students was all the way out in Wyoming and Montana, and they went to a horsey deal to go see the Black Hills. And there was a young lady down there listening to stuff, and the student of my customer says, I recognize that voice. The lady was out there listening to the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we were in South Dakota in the Black Hills.
All right, sure. We'll put a pin on the map. Right. South Dakota. Put a pin right there. South Dakota. All right, you're checked in.
And then
salute.
I did a podcast for what was it? The Pony Club. This Minnesota is covered in the area.
Uh-huh.
And also I did one for the American Farriers Journal.
And there's a video portion of that.
Yes,
we were watching that earlier. And if you're watching this here on the YouTube video, at the end of the video itself, you'll have the little where it suggests what video to watch next. We'll put that up there so you can see Mike talking to the American Farriers Journal and Jeff Dakota,
we've had him on here.
Had him here on the show, and you can go back through our archives and listen to that interview as well. Well, guys, we have a big show to get into. Lots to talk about. Season 14, we're going to have a lot of guests that come in here into the studio. We're going to have them here on the air with us. Hopefully this year, this next couple of weeks, we did a couple live events, real small live events, nothing that we broadcast, just, shaking hands and kissing babies type deal. Hopefully we'll do some live events this season, so you can get yours requested now if you'd like us to come out to your barn or whatever. Go to equinedynamics.com. So stick around. We have a lot to talk about, lots to get into. Big season 14 starting right now. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Feel better?
Yes. Our energy's up, moving.
I had to give myself a little bit more stuff to do on this side of the table by switching cameras and stuff around. So
Right.
So tell me about
I do think
what happened with the person in Minnesota or
in
South Dakota.
South Dakota. One of my clients went out to Wyoming. Not one of my client students went to Wyoming and South Dakota, and they went to a place to go see horses and trail. Basically, you can go a trail ride out in these areas, you know. And there was a girl there listening that she was hanging out with, and she said, the girl was listening. Said, "What are you listening to?" The girl said, "Podcast." And she says, "I reckon." She said, kept thinking she recognized the voice, and they looked, and it was us.
Was it really?
Yes.
How old was this girl? 6?
The girl that went out there was in her 20s.
Okay, so at least we captured that.
20s.
We've captured that audience. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
But
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
she
you
said
go
the
ahead.
girl told her she listens to it regular because she wants to become a farrier.
Oh, well, good for her. Now you got high expectations to lead up to, Mike.
Yes.
Or someone does.
Some kind of high expectations.
Okay, here we go. Talking terminology?
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast at any time. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page it says join the podcast. You can see all the links of season 13, 1 through 13, all the way over there on the equinedynamics.com page. And also, when I say join the podcast, you can physically join the podcast. Your voice can be heard right here alongside of us. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. And your voice, when I say your voice, if you've got a microphone on your device, your camera, your tablet, anything that's got a microphone where you can record your voice, you record into it. You can be anonymous if you want. Click on that little tab at the very top. It says leave a message. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. Ask us any questions that you want. Make sure you put a physical email address in there so we can respond and get you some free Halloween stickers. I don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving yet. I'll probably do the magnets again. Those are pretty big last year. So, and my very own favorite refrigerator magnet over to my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. Now, this is a part of the show where we talk about terminology. Talking terminology, when you hear stuff in the barn or anything around your, like your veterinarian might say something, some of the riders or trainers might say a certain turn of a phrase or whatever, we kind of define that here on the show. When I say that, talking terminology, we're going to talk about roach back. Now, Mike, what do we mean by when we talk about roach back?
That's the back of a roach.
The one that will never die.
One that will never die. No, in the lower back of the horse, sometimes the spine gets humped up, and it's due to muscle spasms. And when the muscle spasms start, it contracts and pushes the back up, and it can start calcifying in and all that, which will affect stride length. It will affect foraging. There's some gait problems that it will cause and engagement of the back end.
Now, with the roach back, is it something of like neglect? Does it happen when you have neglect of a horse? For example, Amy, my wife, rides.
Right.
And she trains 3 times a week. Can all of a sudden roach back just happen out of nowhere, or is it something where...
If you're a cockroach, yes.
Yes. But I mean, is it something to where it's due to lack or neglect of exercise or anything like that, or is it a genetic thing that happens?
Oh, there's always a chance of a genetic factor.
Check 1, 2, 3.
And yeah, just check all of them. But the way a horse is ridden, the fitness level of a horse, are they overpushed? Because what happens is it puts them into a muscle spasm situation. And I think early on, if you can get that settled down, you can probably make some changes. If it starts calcifying in like that, well, there it is.
So you're saying that maybe in time, if my wife does not pay attention and ride her horse, or anyone out there riding a horse, this could happen at any time.
I think with certain disciplines, you see more of it.
What disciplines?
And the level of riding. I think with your, I see very little of that with the eventers. Maybe a little more with dressage horses. And I think that horses that are riding like lesson horses and that sort of thing, you'll see more of it. And probably have seen more of it with hunter horses. I'm not going to say you don't see it in Western horses, because you do sometimes. And I think it's probably and this is my thought on it solely, so sometimes I don't think right. And on a longer backed horse, it's probably easier to get into that kind of situation.
So what's the trade-off? How do you fix it? Or do you not fix it?
You could trade the horse off with your neighbor.
Don't tell them.
No, don't tell them. The massage therapist working the psoas muscle and loosening that up, because that tends to be the muscle that contracts that makes the spine go into we're doing this as opposed to being here. But you don't want it sagging this way either.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick little break. Mike's doing little hand gestures and stuff, and we'll actually have there's his puppet shadows on the wall. It looks like for your video there. But we do have some pictures of an actual Roach Back. So instead of Mike doing hand signals and stuff, we'll actually look at that, and you guys can look at it too. Go over to YouTube right now and search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. All right. When we come back, we're going to dive into that. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. I don't think I like the switching.
Well, you do whatever you feel like.
Well, no, I don't like this one. I don't like that one. I like this combo.
Okay. Whatever combo you like.
So I gotta move them around a little bit more.
Okay.
I just gotta rename them. That's all.
Okay.
Coming back with Roach Back.
Yeah.
And I think that is 6. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget to follow him over on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to say that. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Make sure you follow him over on Facebook. Now, while we were off for the last 3 weeks, Mike Stine has been posting a lot of different...
They can follow us on YouTube.
Well, they can follow us on YouTube, too.
Yeah.
But go over to Facebook right now. Search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine over on Facebook, and he's got 2 pages. He's got a personal page and a business page. If he posts on one, he's going to post on the other, so you can be sure that you're on the right page when you see all this stuff. And Mike's been posting a bunch of different graphs and pictures and charts of the way a horse should stand, the way a horse, what you should be looking for on a horse. So it's not just photos of Mike underneath the horse and swinging a hammer. It's actual educational material that he posts all the time. Actually, he steals it from other people and posts it on his page. Right. So, but it's all in one collective area, and that's Equine Dynamics.
But it's all heading in a general direction.
Yeah, it's all for good measure and furthering education for on horses and the biomechanics of those said animals. And over to my far hand side, my very own said farrier is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing spectacular.
You look good. Are you warm enough?
Today is incredible. Yes.
You are warm enough.
I'm warm enough.
You were shivering to death over there, Mike. I felt bad for you.
I decided to inflict myself with the cold this morning, so I never turned the heat on. It's about 40 degrees and was wearing my standard summer T-shirt. And, it takes me a little bit to get adjusted, so I decided I'm going to force myself to get adjusted to the weather cooling off. One
of the toughest men in the farrier business gets a little shiver when it drops below 50.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So right now, if you're over on YouTube, you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. And I'm going to switch over to camera 6 here. Make sure I got this. No, that's not it. I'm going to switch over to camera 6, and we can see what an actual Roach Back. Where'd my picture go?
There. The other way. There.
No.
Right. There.
Who's running the board here, Mike?
You. I'm not.
There it is. All right.
I'm just trying to point at things.
Here it is. So here's going with camera 6 here, so we can see this in real time, and you guys can see it too. So what are we looking at here? I'm looking at this horse, Mike. Let me start off by this way. First of all, that looks like my barn in the background. That's what
it is not your barn.
It's not my barn.
It is a nice barn, though.
Not like mine, right?
No. No, yours is a very nice barn.
Thank you, Mike. So I'm looking at this horse, and all I'm seeing is I don't see the tail. I don't see the head or neck or mane.
Right.
I'm just seeing almost what I would call the torso, where the legs connect.
Yes.
And the hip, the front legs connect and the back legs connect, but I don't even see the legs. This looks just like it would be like the back of a couch. Like if I had a horse.
It is a couch. Yes.
It looks like
a horse-covered couch.
Horse-covered couch. But I'm looking and I see just a small little hump right in the. Put my pointer over here.
There.
Right here in the middle. But I'm thinking that's just the spine of the horse sticking up.
It is the spine of the horse sticking up.
I nailed that one.
Yes, it is.
So what is wrong? Why is this bad for the horse? I mean, what is wrong with this picture?
Well, this is a deal. I mean, this horse came in for some rehab and training. to one of my clients, and this would be the second time I've even seen the horse. But when I'm looking at horses and obtaining information, I was like, you look real quick, boom, boom, boom. What are we dealing with? Okay, the psoas muscle that has to do with lifting the stifle joint, or with the human, the knee forward. If you just lift your knee up and forward in the ground, the psoas muscle's part of what's pulling that up. Now, the psoas muscle lifts that, and it also works in stabilizing the position of the pelvis. That goes into spasm, and it shortens that distance, and so that the backbone bows up.
Did I see one of these on your Facebook page? Did you post one of these? Because I thought I saw some.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I've slept since then, so I don't know what I posted. It was 5 minutes ago.
Now you're saying this is bad for the horse because, or bad? Is it bad for the horse or bad for the rider?
Well, it makes a horse rougher because you have less suspension in the back, as far as the smoothest of the gait. As far as the horse coming through in the hind legs, it shortens the stride. It can be harder to get this length to your stride, and also getting time in between your front end and back end right, so you can end up with some forging problems and that sort of deal. So, that's something you got to consider, because, okay, how am I going to compensate with what I'm doing for the Roach Back and the mechanics that I'm going to be dealing with because of the Roach Back? Because we're expecting this horse to move it as best. So I got to start thinking about, leverage reduction and where I put it and how much and all that sort of deal before I fire up a forge. And because if a horse, this horse could easily be a toe dragger where they're breaking over real low, slow behind, toe drags across the ground and comes up. So I need to get enough flexion, try to get enough flexion going in the back end to get that hind end up off the ground and further under the body.
This isn't a career-ending type situation?
No, this horse will probably ride for years. Is it going to be a top-level show horse at this point? No.
So it's like blowing out your knee in high school, and you'll never play professional football, but you can still play football.
That's like when I had my knee surgery. It affected my piano play, and I can't play piano.
You have to hit that sustain pedal over and over again.
Well, the problem is I couldn't play piano before, right?
Exactly. Not with those mutton chops you got over there for fingers. But so where did they get the name Roach Back? I mean, what is that? I'm sure the term...
Have you spent much time looking at a roach's back?
Not this season.
Well, you could. And if you're in South Carolina, it's a palmetto bug.
Right.
I don't know what they call them in Florida.
Roaches.
Your friend.
Yeah.
my friend, the cockroach.
Yeah.
But it's that humped up shape, because a roach's back is kind of bowed.
Okay.
This kind of a shape.
I'll go with that.
And
you're watching
bowed up shape.
Watching this, Mike's doing more
hand signals.
Hand signals again.
Camera. But it's a slight bow up from front to back, and you want to get this. You look at where the SI is, and you want the SI to move as freely as it should. Well, that's directly in front of it. It's kind of at the very tail end of the saddle, maybe, depending on how your saddle fits.
So with exercise and determination, you can fix a roach back.
If the spine starts calcifying in that position, that's kind of where it is.
Okay.
And, mechanically, I can do so much with my thoughts on how I'm shoeing a horse. And is this going to affect how the front end moves and how the shoulders move? Yes, it is. Because if it affects the motor pushing forward, it's going to shorten them up on the front end and lock them up in the shoulders a bit. And you're going to end up with more downforce on the front end. So that's something that I got to think about. Now, learning to massage your horses, and the time I spent with Ray Morris doing body work, yes, you need to. There's certain things you need to work when you're doing body work because of what's going on, and you're going to have to release down the back, release your psoas, and working around and behind the SI. So that is going to be something you're going to end up chasing for a while. And the better the horse is muscled, probably the better they will do. To get the horse to muscle the way they should be shaped, it's going to make it more difficult to get there.
At what age would you see a Roach Back? What is this, like middle, like teenage years, adult years, not early on in life? Not in the beginning.
I'm trying to remember the age of this horse. For some reason, I want to say 8 or 9 years old.
You can say 8 or 9 years old.
I may be off, but most of the horses have been ridden, so usually on a young horse, you're not going to see it.
Would you see this on a horse that's not broken?
I have seen it on horses. I've seen it on Mustangs. But they have gone through injuries. I've seen it on Mustangs that I know have never seen a saddle. And
so this is not a human error.
It can very much be a human
It can
error.
be both.
But the Mustangs that I was dealing with, I had one that had been through major trauma in the wild. His body showed it, and he was Roach Back, but his front legs were pretty mangled up too. But being a Mustang, he kept living.
Living the dream. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to get into a case study of a horse named Abby. So if you're not over on YouTube, jump on over there right now. We have a bunch of pictures of this splitting a hoof. Now, it's not too graphic or anything like that, so I'll warn you now. But there is some photos, step-by-step photos of what Mike had to do to get this horse back up and right. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Ready to do some photos?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
I was going to say, you don't sound too happy, Mike. We'll start with this one. We'll start with picture 1. It's a good place to start. I had 2 image loaders on the bottom, Mike. That's why I couldn't see the hunchback. Thingamabob. That's why I was fighting with you.
Right.
You don't care.
Well, if you're out to buy a horse and you see the Roach Back thing, I would definitely start thinking.
Now every horse I'm going to look at, I'm going to go.
Every horse.
Whoop,
that one's
whoop,
Roach Back.
whoop,
That
yeah.
one's Roach Back. That one's Roach Back.
Get rid of it. Sell it.
No, some of them have been good horses for people for a long time. It just depends on what your expectations of performance is.
Well, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine. It's been a while, Mike. It's been a long time.
It's been years.
It's been 3 weeks since we've done the last
Well,
show.
that seems like years, right?
It does, and sometimes my voice and my mouth does not want to make the words that I normally say on a daily basis.
Sometimes I'm thinking stuff and it comes out of my mouth when it's not supposed to.
So welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you're a little shy, like I am sometimes, and you don't want to leave him a message, a verbal message over on his equinedynamics.com page, you can email him at any time. Just go up to the very top of the page that says contacts. What's that?
That's one problem I've always had with you since we started this, to get you come out of your shell and liven up a little bit.
I know. I am very recluse outside of this show. But you cannot be recluse. You can join the show. Leave Mike Stine an email. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says contacts. Fill out that little form. Make sure you put a physical address. We'll send you out any of the Halloween magnets, the Halloween stickers that we have left. And then we'll slowly transition into Thanksgiving. And guess what? Right around the corner after that, I know everyone says, don't say it, don't say it. It'll be Christmas time. And we'll have some cool Christmas stuff to give you as well. Maybe some stocking stuffers for the kiddies out there. So make sure you get on that list right now. And over to my far hand side, my very own ho is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing incredible.
Yes, you are. You look good, Mike. Is that a new shirt? I haven't seen that one before.
This is not a new shirt.
Now, I know...
and have you seen the back of it?
And I haven't. Why don't you stand up and model it for the whole... I'm going to switch over to our brand new camera, behind the set studio camera over on YouTube. So stand up, Mike, and go to that camera right there. Stand up right there where you're at. Just turn around. Squat down a little bit. There you go. It's backwards on the camera, but still. Yeah, he's got your logo, and you got the equinedynamics.com signature on the very top, and he's doing a little dance there. Good job. Don't fall over. He sits back in the chair. So don't fall over, Mike. We have fun here.
It's a bucking office chair.
Yeah. So now, speaking of having fun, this horse was not having any fun because I had a split hoof and it had an abscess and some distortions in it. And I'm going to switch over to camera and make sure I got the right one. Nope. I did it again. Let's go over here. Let's go to camera 6. We'll go to camera 6.
6. Okay.
Camera 6 to see this. Now, I'm looking
You've got so many cameras to keep track of.
I know. I got a brand new setup here, and I'm excited to use every single camera here.
All at the same time.
And so we're looking at this camera or this camera angle of this photo of a horse that looks like the hoof is coming off of the stump. This is the only thing I can describe.
The stump. Yeah, this is going to be a stumpless horse.
It looks like, you ever seen when you get a brand new blueberry muffin from the bakery and you rip off the bottom stump and you eat the muffin top? That's what it looks like it's coming off of right now.
Right. I was sent this picture from a client, a horse that had come into their barn. Someone who had the horse at another place. This horse had been basically retired, a little older, living the easy life, and they're like, "Is this horse foundered?" I think was some of the first things come out. And I'm like, not sure that's it. Not my first thought. Is it possible? Always. And then they sent a couple other pictures. And
let me know when I need to change pictures. Change pictures. You need one of those clicker slide things like in junior high.
Yeah.
All right, and this is
that's the bottom of the foot.
Bottom of the foot.
And where it was before, the horse was under regular maintenance. How regular does that look?
That does not look very regular at all.
You think? And the foot. I was like, how'd the foot get this way? I said, it had been living in a swamp. I don't know.
I see like a mushroom or something over here.
Some mushrooms growing in it. Yeah, but. The horse had been lame off and on. So I said, do you want x-rays? I said, I'd like to at least get yes. At the minimum, if you're trying to save money, get me laterals on it.
All right.
And see, there's the back. Oh.
Now this looks like it looks like a rotten pumpkin is died.
Right, yeah.
Here are the eyes, here are the mouth.
Right.
This does not look good at all.
Ready for Halloween, right?
It looks like a Halloween pumpkin.
So they did shoot the x-rays, and this foot's not in the best shape. And they're like, is this horse going to die? And I said, well, let's see.
How long do you think this has been neglected? How many cycles?
I can't say exactly, but it's been a while since I've seen any kind of real attention that I would think.
Okay. So here's your x-rays.
So here's the x-rays.
Do we know this person in the reflection here? No.
That is a person in the reflection. Okay. And I think there's maybe a dog's... What is that?
Oh, there's a dog snout over here on the left-hand side. I see it, yeah.
Okay. Because we're getting a lot of reflection because this is shot off of the computer screen in the barn. You got some glare from the skylights. No, actually, that's a cell phone. If you look a little closer.
Oh, yeah, it is a cell phone.
It is a cell phone. They were taking the picture of it so we could send it to me.
I thought it was a dog.
It's not a dog snout. I thought it was a dog snout.
It does look like one. All right.
But if you look down in the toe at the bottom at the ground surface, there's some separation in there, so you got a bit of a false bottom in the foot. As far as saying this horse is into any heavy laminitis, it's an older horse. You do have a slight expansion of the lamini, and look at the shape of it up through there. So and the tip of the coffin bone looks reasonably good. I mean, it's an older horse, so it has seen a little bit of abuse, which is not uncommon at that age.
It's got a little toe up, but not much.
Little of a speck there at the tip of some remodeling, but no big deal. Not much to it. I've got horses that are a lot worse that are competing. And so that was our lateral. And we see we've got some depth, a little bit of depth to work with there. At least we see we've got the damaged hoof and the false bottom in there. So that, that gives me some guidelines on what to work with.
So here's Mike. He's rasping the crack out. Now,
right.
is it called a crack, or what do you actually call this in the farrier biz?
It probably abscessed and blown out some stuff there. That goes down in there a ways. I probed it. We packed it with some medicated wax, and that was at the tail end. Dressed it up. We weren't trying to make this showroom spotless, but trying to make him a little happier. And at this point, the horse was not lame on the foot, but they said it had been lame off and on for a while. Which, from the looks of that foot, well, that's not too much of a surprise now, is it?
No.
A lot of the thoughts before I got there was the lameness was primarily in the toe of the foot, right?
Okay.
And we can move on to the next. As I prepared and cleaned up the foot, we cleaned out some of the false bottom, tried to bring the heels back that were caved under, and if you see on right there,
a little bit of blood,
open pocket. Behind the bar, there had been at some point a fairly decent abscess, and but at this point the horse wasn't lame, so we did add that out a little bit, and it walled itself off, and there's another layer of hoof coming in behind it. But at this point, it's a hole, a hole in there, and some of the flaps stuff are just a place for rot to start. So clean it out some, and let's take care of it. On the other side, you've got some separation in the white line that was also packed with wax, and that area, and then on the other side, closer to the toe, right at my thumb, there's an area that would be separated, cleaned out, and some packing in there. But it's like give the horse some time, and let's see where we end up.
So how's Abby now?
Abby walked out of the barn just happy. I have not heard any responses that Abby was having a bad time or anything. But Abby is in a pasture that is not, my guess, and I don't know because I wasn't there, but my guess is there was probably a point where that thing was in a lot of mud, which is not right now because we've been dry so long. But that would be my guess. The horse was probably in a place where the feet were probably just saturated for a while.
So they called you out to work on Abby, and you cleaned her up and got everything going.
Right.
And so are you now scheduled to come back out after 6 weeks, or are they going to go, well, thanks, Mike, see you later. We'll call you when everything goes sideways again?
It is scheduled.
Okay.
This is Abby. Normally would not be at this barn but they've got other horses in training there, and at this point, until we get the feet cleaned up a little bit, Abby is going to live there. Abby is retired, and just get the horse in a little bit better shape overall, and then they'll make decisions on what they're gonna do as far as Abby's home.
So you're saying that the people that had this Abby horse,
horse has been in retirement.
they have other horses on the property as well.
They have other horses that are in training, and that I work on, and so they decided to bring the horse there to because the horse needed to see a few groceries too, because the body was about the same kind of shape as the foot, but it been in a retirement, more of a horse retirement facility, and apparently they had been going back and forth with the people for a while.
What to do with it? Is it lame?
What to do with it for the last 6 months and all this kind of deal, and then of course the horse dropped a lot of weight, and I don't know at what point.
Probably because they gave up on it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to feed her what I normally would feed her. What she gets out in the pasture or the the fields is what she gets, type deal.
But the deal is, I think the horse was in another town, and part of the reason was expense of keeping a retired horse. This was not a terribly expensive facility, and they had a couple other horses that are in a training facility, which is not going to be the ideal place for a retired horse. Now, the horse was on turnout, which I think that's not a bad thing.
Right.
And but she needed a little more care than what seems to have been happening.
Who had her before? All right, guys, one more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your pony. So stick around. You'll listen to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Doing all right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what did we learn? Wrap it up.
What did we learn?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You like that little camera up there?
I do.
I can put them all over the place, Mike. Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like this camera angle of me because I think when I'm talking, I think you should be included in the picture. So I give you this one and then give you this one, so I can go back. I got to remove that one. Well,
that and you need one that was pointing up your nose. Does he have boogers hanging out of his nose?
Nasal cam. All right, here we go. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Wrap it up and get out of here.
Yep.
Here we go. Hold on. I'll have to go find Welcome it. back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, make sure you follow him over on YouTube. Search equinedynamics.com, and you can see all the pictures of Abby's feet over there as well, plus all the other videos that we've had over the last 4 years of doing this show. You can see all the different guests that we've had here on the program as well. So go over to Equine Dynamics Mike Stine over on YouTube. Give him a subscribe over there, and make sure you follow him over on Facebook. And over my far hand side, my very own media influencer is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you?
Doing well. And don't forget, at the end of this video, you're going to see the link for Mike Stine's interview, one-on-one with Jeff Dakota over at the American Farriers Journal. So make sure you stick around for that as well. All right, Mike, what did we learn today?
What did we learn today?
Talking terminology. What is a roach back?
It's when the lower spine of the horse is bowed up.
And what causes that?
Spasm in the psoas muscle.
In the Suez muscle?
The Suez muscle.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how you say it.
And how do you fix the Roach Back?
Get some roach spray.
Outside of the roach spray.
Well, as a farrier, you got to pay attention to mechanics and what you can to help the horse out with movement and body work and paying attention to how the horse is ridden.
And I'm going to switch over to camera 6 here so we can see this. There's
pay attention to how your saddle fits.
There's your Roach Back right there.
Right. And try not to get into that kind of situation.
And also, we talked about the Roach Back, and there's the pictures that go along with it. Also, the case study of a horse named Abby and all the progressions of everything that Abby had to go through in order to get her feet back to working conditions, I would say, right?
Right, just some regular maintenance.
Here we go. Here's Abby's feet at the start.
Yeah, just some regular maintenance. Get it in a good living environment, and let the horse enjoy life. And
there's that scary pumpkin.
Yeah, just don't need scary pumpkins. It's not Halloween, but the horse probably needs to be on some semi-regular hoof care program for a while, and needs to be anyway. And just during these sopping wet times, especially we get that in this part of the country where they just stay soaking wet. And we did this spring, we got so much rain. You pay attention to where our feral horses are primarily living and what feet look like. Of course, now we do have them down the Outer Banks, and you have a very different foot that's splayed out all over the place. And some of the wetland horses, you have some other problems.
How did Abby's other 3 legs look like, or feet look like? Were they good?
They were not that bad in comparison to this foot in particular.
Okay.
The back feet were in better shape than the front, of course, which would be more normal than not. But some regular care, just keeping the feet dry for a while, and make sure Abby's happy.
All right, guys, if you've enjoyed the podcast and if you enjoyed the show itself, make sure you go over to equinedynamics.com because we can do this at your location. Click on clinics, little drop down menu, schedule you. This is the start of season 4, so you got another 12 weeks of this show coming out at your location. If you'd like to be part of the show as well, if you're a veterinarian or a trainer or a rider or anyone out there that has some kind of interest or body worker of any sort that wants to be on the show, reach out to Mike Stine. Just email him at any time over at the equinedynamics.com website. All right, guys, on that note, on behalf of Mike Stine over there,
have a good day and enjoy your ponies.
My name is Travis saying welcome to season 14, and we'll see you next week.
Just close your eyes and dream, little pal. Dream of someone.
Good job.
Hi, Lucky.
Good night, Ned.
Hi, Dusty.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.